And we are recording. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for being on tonight. I bet you're tired like me if you were up late with the election or just life, right? We haven't had a team call in a few, well, really all of October. So it's been like 6 weeks. And I'm glad to be talking to you again. We have another team call in November. It's November 30th. So write that on your calendar, and then we'll do one in December as well. And we'll kind of use these calls to get ready for the new year, because that's when our busy season is. So I wanted to share my presentation tonight, and I also wanted to share with you my calendar for the end of the year. So I think I'll start with the calendar, and then we'll go right into the presentation. So I just wanted to kind of share with you what, hi Laurel, what I'm doing for the rest of the year as far as running groups, so that you guys have an idea. And then you can share what you're doing too. So I am currently running a group. It started, I don't know, a week ago or 2 weeks ago or something. And I have another group starting the 28th of November. So that will help me get Success Club for November. I would love for it to be a core de force group, but it probably will just be a mixed group. I doubt that I'll be able to get 5 core de force people, but we'll see. So I'm going to run that group November 28th all the way to December 23rd. And the group will be focused on recipes for the holidays. It will be focused on how to enjoy treats, but also stay on track. It will be just focused on helping people get through the holidays without undoing any progress that they've made. Then it's Christmas, and I'll start my next group January 2nd on that Monday. So it really lines up nicely. The calendar lines up nicely, and that January group will help me get Success Club in December. So that January group will be pushed hard to help people get back on track. That's the focus of that group. Also in December, I'm going to do some sort of a 12 Days of Christmas promo. I don't know what exactly that looks like yet, but I'm going to start it on December 12th. And it's going to be some sort of event that I create where I'm giving away prizes every day. And I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but just something to kind of create momentum and buzz around what I'm doing. Hopefully some of those people will sign up for my January group. So maybe it'll be like a daily tip or a daily challenge. I'm just not quite sure yet. So that's what I've got going on, you guys, for the rest of the year. Does anybody have anything that they're doing that they want to share, or any questions? You guys are good? Okay. All right. Well, let's start now with my presentation. So I spoke at Super Saturday in Chicago, and I was just asked to do a power training session, so 15 minutes. Actually, I had 12 minutes, but I was able to go over. And they gave me the topic. They said, I want you to present on time management. And I really love that topic, actually, so I was super pumped to get it. There were 750 people there, but it wasn't as scary as I thought it would be, because the stage wasn't really high and my face wasn't being like broadcast on some big screen. So it felt semi-intimate, even though it was a lot of people. But I really loved being able to present there. I was sad you guys couldn't be there, but I know it was a really crazy weekend. It was Halloween weekend. The Cubs were playing that night. The city was crazy. So it was a busy time. But if you ever get the chance to go to Super Saturday in a big city like Chicago or Indy or St. Louis, you guys, it was really cool. The energy was great. It was very different than what we do in Central Illinois with our small Super Saturdays. Those are great too, but if you can get to a big one sometime, I encourage you to do that. So the organizers of this event asked for each of us to put together a short little intro video, like a 2-minute video. So I'm going to play that for you, just in case you guys aren't familiar with my story. It's literally 2 minutes. but I need to know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? You can see the YouTube? Now what about now? Can you see my screen? Yay, okay. So I'm gonna play this real quick.
Hi, my name is Katie Harlan, and I'm a two-star diamond coach with Team Beachbody. I've been a coach for 3.5 years. I began as a client. I was a stay-at-home mom to 3 kids under the age of 3, and although life was great and I was happy, I was struggling to keep my head above water. So I joined an online accountability group with my coach, Lindy Balt, and I was a super skeptical client. But I did what was asked of me, and I'm so glad I did, because by the end of the group, I had reawakened and emerged from the water. I lost 7 pounds, 12 inches, and really gained energy and confidence that I hadn't had in years. I felt amazing. So I joined as a coach for the discount on the products that I loved. And a few weeks later, I decided that I wanted to pay it forward and really teach my friends and family about the simple changes that I made that added up to big results. So I led my own group. And in running that group, it's like a light went off. And a part of my brain reawakens that I didn't even know was sleeping. And it was the part of my brain that loved working and loved having something outside of my family that gave me a greater purpose and filled my cup. And to me, this was just like the perfect business model, because I was able to stay at home with my children and raise them and do what I wanted to do with my family. But I had something else out here that was mine, it was just mine. And all of this was helping my family and myself be healthier people. It was like the perfect business model. And since running my own group, I've run a group every single month, some months 2 groups. And I really have found that my true passion in all of this is not only helping clients find success, but helping my coaches build their dreams and build their confidence and really create a life by design, and letting them know that really anything is possible. So that is my passion, and I'm so proud to be a part of this opportunity. Can't wait to see what's in store in the future.
Okie dokie, so I started with that, and now let me find my presentation. Sorry, I closed it out earlier. There it is. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, if my slides don't advance, if you guys could let me know, that would be awesome. Okay guys, so I'm going to present on time management, and if you're taking notes, I encourage you to take notes, okay? So we'll go ahead and get started. But here's how I began my presentation. I began by saying, in my 3.5 years as a coach, I've been able to create a full-time income, working very part-time hours, and not letting this business take over my life, but instead working this business into my life. And so I'm going to be sharing some of those tips and strategies with you today. Did it advance? Yes, yes. So I recently went to a conference, and the speaker, his name is Ray Higdon, and he is a network marketing expert. And he said, it is not time abundance that makes a person successful, it's time management. And I said, thank you so much, Ray, for saying this, because it fits perfectly into my presentation. But really, how many times have you caught yourself saying, if I only had more time? I know I have, but the thing is, we have to work with what we've been given. What we have right now, that's what we've got to work with. So we have to manage our time now. We have to be smart with our time now to create that time freedom that we're all going for. So here are my main topics. So if you're taking notes, these are your headings: prioritizing and your schedule. And we'll start with prioritizing. Because we're not working this business in full-time hours, we have to work smart. And that means giving priority to those activities that are going to move your business forward the fastest. So this is my list of daily priorities. And I aim to complete this list every single day, even on days when I don't have office hours. It's doable though, because these activities are quick and they kind of slip and slide into the cracks of your day. But they're maximizer activities, like the maximizer move in P90X, if you've ever done that program. These activities are the ones that are going to move your business forward. So if you have time to do nothing else, this is what you have to do. These are the activities. So let's go through them. First, checking in with your challengers and posting to groups. This happens every day, even on days that are super busy, because our challengers and our challenge groups, they're the bread and butter of our business. Without them, we don't have a leg to stand on. Our job is to help them have a really great experience in their groups so that they get results, so that we can pay it forward and the business keeps growing. So I encourage you not to just copy and paste and walk away, but really give them your time and attention. Make it a good experience for them. Check in with them outside of the group. Give them your time. Number 2, even on days when I don't have office hours, I'm visible on social media. And, this is so that your network doesn't forget that you're there. I try to post 2 to 5 times a day, every single day. Now, posting isn't really what takes time, right? Actually, posting takes 20 seconds. It's coming up with the content for your posts, because we don't want to post just to post. We want to post valuable content, educational, entertaining, informative, inspirational, right? So here are some ideas that can help you with ideas for content. Number 1, I take pictures of my day all day long. Like, anytime I see something that looks like something I could use later, I take a picture. For example, the other day I made granola. Well, actually, I made cookies that turned into granola because they got ruined. So I took a picture of it, and then later when I had time, I typed the recipe out on my keyboard because I hate typing from my phone. So I typed it on my keyboard and I emailed it to myself. So it's just waiting. I still haven't posted it. The recipe's in my inbox, the picture's on my phone. Someday when I need a post and I'm running around and I don't have time, I've got a really great post with great content there. I'll copy and paste and upload it. So I do that a lot. I do a lot of emailing to myself when I have time, and I just collect those posts in my inbox. Another thing I do is I keep a notebook in my office and I just jot down ideas for posts when I think of them. So the other day I was thinking about home-based businesses, and I had some commentary about that. So I just jotted down that idea. And then if I get stuck someday, I've got that list. You can keep the list on your phone or in your office, but those things have helped me. Okay, number 3, I respond to new clients and coaches the day that I hear from them. So my current coaches and my current clients, they trust me. We already have a relationship. So if it's a really busy day, getting back to my current coaches and my current clients is just not a priority. But new clients and new coaches, they don't know that I will get back to them. So even if it's just a quick message to say, hey, I got your message. I don't have office hours today, but I'll respond tomorrow. That's great. But I just make sure that they hear from me on the day that they message me. Number 4, my Shakeology, my workout, my personal development. You guys know this one. But I mean, really, every single day. How can we coach people to live this lifestyle if we're not living it? So my workout is scheduled it's just part of my day, as if breakfast is part of my day. It's just part of my day. My personal development happens with my day while I'm doing other things. So Audible and podcasts have made it so easy to get this done because we can listen while we're doing other things. And then the power of 3s, which I'll talk about in a second. So some days, all you can do is get your list of priorities done. And that's okay, because like I said, those are the activities that will move your business forward. But of course, being a business owner, sometimes there are other activities we need to do other than that small list, right? So what I do to manage this is, again, I keep a notebook by my desk And I'm always writing down this kind of thing, things that, I need to do. I keep an ongoing list, and then when I get an extra pocket of time, I attack that list. So these are just some suggestions of things that might go on that list. And, these are great activities to do, but they're supporting activities. They will help elevate your business. They will not grow your business. You won't grow your business just by creating graphics. You will not grow your business just by organizing your files. You need to grow your business doing the list of priorities. These are supporting activities. So one thing that I do that really has been very helpful as a stay-at-home mom, and you can do this as someone who works full-time as well, I get a sitter once a month. Once a month during the day, I have a sitter. If you work full-time, this might look like a personal day or a half day, right? And during that day, I knock out this list of this kind of stuff. And this is focused time, you guys. This is like I sit down and I'm pounding it out, getting it done fast. But you'll be surprised at how quickly you're able to accomplish this list of extras when you have that focused block of time. It's amazing. I actually took one of these days yesterday. I have another one in a month, and I got nearly everything on my list done. Now, that doesn't mean I couldn't work and work and work and work, but the list that I had going, I accomplished. Okay, the power of threes. You guys are on my team, so you know about the power of threes, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but you guys would be surprised how many people in Chicago hadn't heard of this. I would say maybe a fourth of the audience had heard of the power of threes. So just as a quick recap, this is how I run my power hour. This is how I track who I'm talking to, and this is how I organize my business. I actually print these out, and I hole punch them and put them in a binder. I know it probably makes some of you guys crazy to think of me doing that. Some of you might prefer, the computer, but I really like writing it down. So the goal is to add 3 friends to your network every day, to send 3 outgoing messages that have nothing to do with Beachbody, 3 invites. Inviting is fun, you guys. There are so many things to invite to. You can invite to your paid groups, your free groups, your live events, a fit club to work out with you, 3 follow-ups every day, and I usually do more than 3. And then if you can get 2 invites to the coaching opportunity every day, there's no way your business won't move forward. I don't do 2 every day, but it's a goal. And we make it really easy because we've got that live coaching opportunity actually coming up next Wednesday that's been really great for recruiting coaches. And then another thing you can put in that box is just inviting your current clients to receive the discount. Okay, so that's prioritizing. Let's move on to tip or topic number 2, and that's scheduling. So you guys, we have to work in pockets of time. Until we're able to do Beachbody full-time, if that's even your goal, we only really have pockets of time available. We've already got other lives that we've built before Beachbody came into play. So to move ourselves forward, we've got to figure out how to work in pockets of time. But this takes discipline, because when you're working Beachbody, you've got to be focused. When I have my work hours, there's no messing around. This is not time to chat with my friends. This isn't time to, do laundry. This is focused time where I'm getting my stuff done fast. But I know you guys already have discipline because you're on your fitness journey, and that takes so much discipline. So you're already there. We just have to apply that discipline to our businesses. Okay, so I was asked to share my basic schedule in my presentation, so here it is. Now, don't get caught up in the details of it because our lives are different. I'm a stay-at-home mom with 3 young kids. You might have a full-time job, or maybe you work part-time. But just pay attention to how I kind of ping-pong during the day. So I'm on, I'm off, I'm on, I'm off, all day long, and I'm just working in these little bitty pockets of time. I start my day at 5 a.m., or my goal is to start at 5 a.m. You know, sometimes life happens and I don't get up at 5, but that's my goal. Or sometimes my son gets up at 5:30, or sometimes my dog throws up and I have to clean that up, or whatever. Things happen, but this is my goal. And I have to tell you guys, it's been a game changer for my business and for my just overall happiness. I really like getting ahead of the game. It feels better to start before everybody else. And I'm not even talking about coaches. I'm talking about my family. It feels better to not be woken up with demands, but instead to be in a better mental space so that I can appropriately respond to my family's needs. So if everything goes well, I have an hour and a half before my family wakes up. I can work out, I check into my groups, I comment on their check-ins from the night before. I post to my groups so they have something to read as they're getting ready for their day. I respond to any new messages I got, and I make a plan for my day. And that usually looks like this or this, where I'm writing out my schedule hour by hour and exactly what I'm going to accomplish in each segment of time. Then I have family time. Once I get my husband off to work and my daughter on the bus, I put my little ones in front of a show for half an hour. And this is golden in my house. Half an hour. And I've been doing it for a few years now. My kids love it. I love it. And I am sitting at the counter with my computer and I'm cranking out my work hours. I'm responding to any other messages that came in the morning. I'll probably put a Facebook post up or an Instagram post or make a video, and I make another plan if I didn't get that done. So I'm finalizing my plan for my day. Notice I'm not doing the dishes. I'm not wiping down the counter. I'm not putting away laundry. I am working my business. That other stuff happens in my family time. Okay, so 8:30 to 10:30-ish, that's when I clean. That's when we play. That's when we read. That's when we run errands. And I try to be away from my business. Now, just like anything in life, there are seasons. Sometimes I'm really great about putting my phone down. Sometimes I'm really bad about it. But I have noticed that when I'm bored, then I'm playing on my phone more. So I just try to pay attention to that and be cognizant of it and focus on my family because I want to be with my family during family time. I really do. Then I'll check in, just a quick little 15-minute check-in. I'll clear my notifications off my phone, make sure I haven't missed anything really important, maybe post, and then I'm back to family time. And then it's full-on mom boss mode. If it's a preschool day, I drop them off at preschool, I run home, I throw down my keys, I come in my office and I pound out my office hours. I'm working from my list, I'm working on my priorities, and I am focused. It's fast. It's kind of like a race against the clock. And I get a lot done in that short amount of time. If it's not a preschool day and my kids are home with me, then they have a little quiet time and I still work, but my office hours are just much shorter because they can't last 2 hours without my intervention. Then it's family time. Then I check in again. So notice on, off, on, off. I check in again. I put up a post, make sure I haven't missed anything big. This is kind of like while I'm making dinner. Then it's family time. And then again, I check in, respond to messages, clean up anything I need to clean up, finish up, post to my groups. And then I really like to be done by 8 or 8:30. I work better in the morning. I preload my day, front load it. And I like this time to be down from social media, to be with my husband, to watch a show, just to chill. Now, some of you might work better at night, and that's great. But this is just how I prefer to do it. Okay, so my goal in this presentation was really just to show you how you can manage this business and grow a substantial business working really part-time hours. You just have to prioritize, do what's important first, and you've got to schedule your time. And if you're diligent about those two things, you guys will be amazed at how much you can accomplish in this business in short hours. And that is my presentation. So if you guys, thank you, Palma, thank you. If you guys have any questions, I wasn't able to open it up to questions at the Super Saturday because we were out of time, but will gladly answer your questions if you have any. You can use the chat tool. Yeah, I'll unmute you, Jameson. Okay.
So you don't have office hours every day?
No. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have a really hard time finding office hours because my kids are home all day. So it's just those little pockets of time, really little.
So one thing that I've found that's helped me, a suggestion, when I take notes all day about things I think of to post about or whatever, I added a 20-minute time at the end of the day to consolidate all of my to-dos, because I like have a note over here and something in my phone and I email something to myself, and like I find if I don't take time to actually consolidate everything into a place that's like my master list, then things get lost or get forgotten. So that was something that was helpful for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like all these Post-its and yeah, that's great.
And do you use Teamsy?
I don't anymore, but I tried it.
Oh, okay. All right. Because like for the power of threes, it's all kind of integrated into that. So yeah. I just do their format, and so that works well for me. So.
Yeah, I think that's great. And actually a lot of people at Super Saturday were using Teamsy. I just was finding that it was taking me double time because I would like do my stuff on Facebook and then I would have to log it, and it's just quicker for me to jot it down. But I'm sure that as my business grows, the paper and pencil won't work, but it's working currently.
Okay.
Any other questions about that?
No, that's what I had.
I want to be transparent with you guys too. And we were talking in the leadership group, and Lindy has a little leadership group. And we were talking about what drew us to be coaches and to decide to really go for this when we first started. And I was thinking about what drew me in, and I was thinking, you know what it was, is that I knew what she was earning. She was very transparent about it. This was like 4 years ago or whatever. But she was very open about saying, I'm almost making six figures and I'm working part-time. And for me, it was very, it was very real. It was like, here's this person doing this really fun job, and she's almost a six-figure earner. And I thought, okay, I'm going to give this a try. And that is what made me really dive into Beachbody. And then what happens is you get going, and you guys know this, then you find all these other things about it that are amazing and that make your life better. And then all of a sudden it's not just about the money, it's about all this other stuff. But it occurred to me that maybe I haven't been transparent with you guys about what I'm earning. And maybe that isn't helpful and important. So I'm going to share, and maybe you already know, but by the end of this year, I will have made about $50,000 this year. And I work very part-time. I mean, I work Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 12 to 2. And that's pretty consistent. Except last week I had like a field trip and Halloween and something else. And so in those weeks and days, I make sure I get up early and I stay up a little later, and I just fit it in. But I feel very proud that that's the business I've created while being home with my kids. And quite honestly, I have a lot of boundaries with this business. It really hasn't taken over my life. It's brought many blessings to my life, but it is not my life. And that's how I want it. So I'm sharing that with you just so that you know maybe what's possible. And maybe that doesn't even seem like a lot. But for a stay-at-home mom who was home anyway, I'm home now, adding this little thing into my life that just really blesses me, makes me better, has brought you guys into my life. I mean, there's so many things that it's done for me. It feels pretty spectacular. And the best part about it, I think, is that I see it's just going to keep growing. It just is. So as our team grows and you guys add coaches and I add coaches and the team gets bigger, it just keeps growing. So the effort will be about the same, but the payoff will be bigger. So I anticipate being a six-figure earner when Mia is in kindergarten, which is in 2 years. So my plan is just to keep doing what I'm doing and fitting it in and enjoying all the perks of it. And then when I have more time, then I will be able to talk to more people and to stretch myself a little further. So that's kind of where I'm at. But do you guys have any questions about that? Is that helpful to know that? Yeah. Okay. It was for me when I started. And again, that's not really the only reason we coach, of course, but I think sometimes it's helpful to have a number, just in mind. It was for me, at least. Okay. Do you guys have any other questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get to that schedule that you have now? Or are you just the kind of person that you were able to do that really quickly, or did it take time?
That's a good question. It definitely took time. I think it helped when Owen started preschool. So that was last year. And Mia was still napping then. So I used, let's see, or did he go in the morning? Oh, no, it was when they were both napping. So it was like 2 years ago. I could orchestrate it where both of my kids, Zoe was in school then, where both of my kids were napping. And even when she was home the year before, all 3 of them would nap at the same time if I was lucky. And that's when I would work. And it's funny how when I started, being a stay-at-home mom, I was a stay-at-home mom for 3 years before this. And I was a mom to 3 kids for 5 months before starting. So when I started, I couldn't get all their naps in line, and I really just worked evenings and, while I was feeding her, like on my phone. And it was just really little blocks. And then I built up to where they would nap at the same time. And that nap time, I started working during it. So I went from like myself napping during nap time and just sitting to like kind of starting to grow a business. And then that momentum created excitement, created results, and then I found more time because I wanted more time, for my business. But then once Zoe went to school, the little ones were still napping. I still had nap time. Then when I went to preschool, I used preschool hours. So I just kind of found different things in our schedule. Last year, there were 2 little mornings a week where I had 40 minutes, just 40 minutes, 2 mornings a week. And I would drop her off at this little program. I'd run home and then I'd have like 30 minutes, but it was still enough to get my power hour in, And I use the evenings and my husband, and I hire a cleaner for all that other stuff. And I pay for our house cleaner out of my business funds because I could clean this house all day, every day, and it would still not be clean. So I just choose to 2 times a month, somebody comes in and they clean it for me. And I make way more money focusing on my business than I do cleaning my house. So that's another trick. Oh, one more thing for you moms. I early on in my business, I did a lot of kid swaps when our kids were little. So there was another coach on the team. She's not a coach any longer, but she had little children. She was trying to build a business. I had little children. I was trying to build a business. So one week, my kids would go to her house and play with her kids for 2 hours. And the following week, they would come to mine. And it was amazing just having that little extra time. So I just found pockets of time. Does that help?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anybody else?
I do. I have a question. I have a couple questions, but they're not all relevant.
Okay.
So I may not ask them all. But first of all, what's Fit Club?
Oh, so Fit Club is something that you can host. Anybody can host. It's basically you find a free or cheap space like a school or gym or a church or your garage, wherever, and you play one of the Beachbody workouts on demand. So if you're in like a church, having a projector is really helpful, or a DVD player, and you can just do it on a big TV. Or, if you're a certified instructor, you could even teach like PIO or Insanity. You don't need equipment for those. But it's basically like once a week, you invite people, you do a different workout each week, and you use that as a place to get their contact information, to I would give them samples of Energize. I would sign them up for to be your free clients. So, you create a free account for them. I would give samples of Shakeology. I would do anything and everything like that you can think of. I've done them a few times in Mahomet. It's a little tricky because Lindy's team is basically in Mahomet, and she owns the studio, so Mahomet's kind of tapped out, if you will. But if you live in an area that's not poly, this is a great way to just spread the love of Beachbody programs and let people try them.
Okay. Do you do any sort of like brainstorming with others about like the catchy phrases or the catchy like Rocktober or one for the holidays? Like I saw someone do hot for the holidays, and I was like, oh, like how do you come up with those? And I'm like, well, now I can't use that. So it's just like, and I know that's stupid, but it's just like, it's important. I feel like to like get people's attention.
Well, a few things. One, it takes practice. Two, I have like a hamster in my brain. So that's it never stops. It's a problem. So, my friends like tease me about all my ideas. So that's like a weird thing I have. But another thing, having a partner or a little group of coaches is super valuable. Some of my best friends are coaches, and we have like a little chat. And so we can bounce ideas off of each other. I have a couple success partners. We chat regularly. I just reach out to people and say, is this stupid? Or can you help me with this? Just yesterday, I was trying to post an ad for my next group, and I reached out to Jennifer Clements, and I asked her about it because she's real with me, and she'll tell me the truth. And I always am bouncing ideas off of Jameson. And I'm not afraid to ask for help and ideas. And I think you should feel free to do that. The team page is a good place to do that too.
Okay.
But, use Google. You don't be afraid to take somebody else's idea, just kind of spin it a little bit differently. But you'll come to where you're sort of, better about just coming up with those ideas.
Okay. Where are you at with your Success Club points?
0.
Okay.
Where are you at?
0, but I should be at 2. I have to do this follow-up, and then I'll be at 2.
Are you guys going to beat me this month?
Yes.
Jameson has 2. Okay. All right. I have to get 10 this month and next month, and then I'll be a stinking legend. But I have nothing on the horizon. So it's going to be really, really hard. So you guys keep your fingers crossed for me. But I would really, really like one of you to beat me. You have to get at least 10 because I have to get 10. So get 10 and higher, and you'll beat me. Because I don't have anything else in the works. I don't know where those 5 are coming from either. Okay, any other questions? All right, you guys. It's late. You need to go to bed. Thanks for being on the call, though. I appreciate your time, and I'll post the recording, too, so you can watch it later or share with your teams. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Bye-bye.